Today we sit down with a champion junior South African powerlifter, Justin Furman. Justin is 2 times Africa Classic Powerlifting Champion. He's 3 times South African Classic Powerlifting Champion and also 2 times equipped South African Powerlifting Champion. He's currently preparing for World Juniors, and we discuss the upcoming competition, what lifting means to him, what the community means to him, and how he got into powerlifting through his dad. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. Are both microphones in? Yes, they are. Okay, cool, got it. All right. Justin, how you, dude?
Yeah, good in yourself.
Cool, awesome. Sorry, let me turn my phone off. So we're trying a new format in the gym. This can only be glass noodles. You know Dr. Lacob?
Yeah.
He's dieting. So this is, okay. I'm not interested about you sharing noodles. Why are you eating noodles? You had cream pasta on the weekend. Dude, are you serious about this weight loss, or are you going for the 120s? Okay. All right. Justin, what's your your deadlift?
307 and a half.
307.5, and you weigh?
118 at the moment.
Okay, 118. You can eat what you want if you get to 118 and pull 3. I'll even make it 300. How about that? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Okay. So come on, Brew. Be serious about your diet now. Said meet the guy with the cake. Okay. So, done. I think I'm going to keep that in. That was a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. Our first, Bar Sun City. We were on site. This rig's a lot more simple than it was at Sun City, which is great. So, Justin Furman, sitting down with a South African, Manish, we call him a South African junior legend. Yeah. Okay, cool. South African junior legend, live from Barbell Bullies, your home gym. How long have you been training here?
Barbell Bullies, I think they opened about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, Mish?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so I'd say about 4 or 5 years training at Barbell Bullies. In total, powerlifting training, probably about 6-7 years.
Okay, so you started when you were 4.
Not that young.
Yeah. So still juniors.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So got this year and then next year as a junior as well.
Okay, 100%. So we just came back from PE.
Yeah.
And how was that for you?
Yeah, it's a good day in the office, I suppose. Can't be too disappointed with the numbers that I did.
Yeah.
Obviously, got a little bit of work to do going into Worlds, but it was a nice sort of trial run before Worlds to see where I'm at, see what technical things I need to work on, and then just go from there.
And go big, okay.
Yeah.
So with Worlds, you were lifting equipped in PE. What are you doing in Worlds?
Equipped at Worlds as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So the equipped's quite a big thing. I mean, it's not as huge as Classic is in South Africa. What's so special for you about equipped?
I think, first of all, when you put on a suit and you can instantly lift 50, 60, 70 kilos more than what you can raw.
Really? Because I put on a suit and I can't instantly lift
so
anything more.
I think for me, it's very addicting chasing the numbers.
Yeah.
That feeling of putting 340 on your back and being able to squat it. At the time, it feels terrible, but afterwards, it's a very addicting feeling. And yes, it is hard. It's very hard. It's very painful. But I think that's half the battle, is working through the discomfort.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's a lot more rewarding when you get to the top of the lift.
Yeah.
Everything's your body screaming at you, stop. Why do I have these tight wraps on? Why do I have a tight suit on? But I think it's just addictive.
It's fun, huh?
Yeah, it's fun.
100%. So how did you get into lifting?
So it was originally my dad. When I was...
Your dad's been lifting for, I think, 72 years, you told me?
Not quite. He started in...
Where's he in?
He started in 2000, the year before I was born.
Sure.
But growing up, you would never find me in a gym.
Yeah.
I just wasn't my scene. I always grew up around it, but I was never sort of into it. And then once...
So you're going to have to change your Facebook profile picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I started hitting about 14, 15, I just started doing general gym training sort of to get stronger for school sports. I was into rugby at the time.
Okay.
So it was sort of, to get a little bit stronger for rugby, swimming, that sort of thing. And then I think I did my first competition when I got to about 17 years old.
Okay.
I think it was just a local Gauteng champs out in St. Stidians. And I think that's when I sort of got hooked and decided, let's try do this properly and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been one foot ahead of the other. And we're sitting here now 3 weeks out from Worlds. So.
Yeah, that's it. How does it feel, man?
Yeah, it feels awesome. I mean, I went to Worlds last year and that was my first equipped Worlds, which was a great experience. But going into it this year, I'm a lot more competitive in terms of my nominations compared to the other athletes going. So that's also a lot more exciting, getting to compete against the guys a bit more and being a lot more competitive, which is definitely exciting.
100%. So we do have some people training in the gym, so if they do need to move weights, we'll hear them. So what does powerlifting mean to you? What does it give you? And we spoke about the addictiveness of the equipped, but why should guys, let's say, what does powerlifting give to you? And then we'll talk about why people should get
I think first of all, the sense of community, especially here at Barbell Bullies, the sense of family is amazing, whether you someone that's their PB is 50 kilos or you're going for a PB of 250 kilos, people are going to cheer for you and encourage you the same way, regardless if you're big, tall, whatever.
100%.
That's definitely the community. Also, externally, the powerlifting community is incredible. Everyone's friendly, helpful, supportive. But I'd say for myself, on a more personal level, it's the dedication and the commitment and working towards a goal.
Okay.
That's what I enjoy a lot. Is working towards something that takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work, and it becomes a lot more rewarding at the end of the day.
100%. So go for it. No, it's fine. You guys, the lifters have priority, right? Yeah. 100%. We're in their space. So I think the thing is, what you spoke about the goal, and for a junior or a sub-junior, it's a wonderful life lesson because the progression is linear, right? You have, it's 100 today, 110 in a couple of months, and so and that teaches you delayed gratification.
Yeah, definitely.
What has it taught you? What have you learned from your lifting?
How's
that for a further?
I'd say that failure is part of the process. I mean, the amount of times I've been in the gym and I've tried to deadlift a weight and it's like it's been glued to the floor.
Yes.
Or I can't get a bench up or I miss a squat. And just knowing that, that's part of the process. And just keep on going at it, keep working, and eventually you'll get there. Whether it's 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, you will get there. And like you say, it's the delayed gratification of you have to work hard for it. It's not going to become something that you put in 1 hour and all of a sudden you're doing 10 kilos more, 15 kilos more. It takes a lot of work. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it's, if you don't stick with the consistency, you can't expect the numbers. The weight doesn't lie.
No, 100%.
So you've been in lifting for quite a while. You've been part of the community also through your dad.
Yeah.
What are the changes that you've seen within the South African powerlifting community?
I've definitely seen, when I first started, it was sort of like the old school guys in their 30s and 40s.
The old guy.
No, you know what I mean?
100%.
It was more of a sport tailored around, guys and women that had been training together at like a Virgin Active scene and started their own sort of lifting community. But it's definitely transformed in South Africa into more of a sport that everyone can do. I mean, you see the juniors coming through the system now. I think at Sun City we had 3 junior teams that got medals.
Yeah.
So definitely that progression and also the numbers. I mean, when I started out, we had a Gauteng where it was maybe 50 people. Or not even 50 sometimes. And now at a Gauteng you have 180, 200 lifters. So it's definitely a sport that's grown significantly 100%. Within a relatively short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just checking mic levels,
No
so
problem.
I think the thing, it's grown. Why do you think that's grown? And maybe we can also chat about bullies. Because, the bullies because we can't get any of to come and chat to us, And then we can talk about bullies.
So
yeah.
I'd say, first of all, probably social media has helped a lot. You know,
Okay.
powerlifting wasn't really a sport that everyone knew about. Even
So
today.
are you cutting weight?
Yes, I am. But it's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah.
So definitely, social media has helped a lot. You know, powerlifting was sort of a closed off community, and no one really knew what it was. I think today still quite a few people get confused. Powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman. You know, people think it's all the same. So definitely,
you talk to people about powerlifting and they go, "Oh,
Yeah.
that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the one that I see at the Olympics, and you're like, no, you have to explain the whole thing to them. But yeah, so definitely the fact that it's a lot easier to access. I think on an international level, as well. You know, like Sheffield that we've recently had.
Yeah.
You know, it's becoming a big thing in the community, and also as a young guy or a young girl, where you see people lifting heavy weights and the crowds and the lights and the screaming and the shouting, it's exciting. You think, I also want to do that. That looks cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's helped a lot. And locally in South Africa, I think the fact that there's so many clubs starting up, you know, powerlifting clubs, that it allows it to be done easier, you know. Going to a Virgin Active and doing powerlifting training, it's not the easiest thing to do. You don't have access to the same level of equipment.
Yeah.
Versus if you're coming into powerlifting specific gyms where you have coaches that are knowledgeable about it, the right equipment, it makes it a lot easier to do. And, you know, also all these little local club comps coming up, the provincials, nationals, it gives a platform for more people to just do it for fun.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't want to be on the national team, and that's fine. You know, some people just want to do it because it's fun.
No, I say that. It's just I don't have the numbers. Oh, you mean other people?
Yeah, you know, some people just want to do it to keep fit and
Yeah.
you get out a little bit, make some new friends, that sort of thing. So
that's what people say at the beginning, but
yeah, and then and then your coach says you're doing a comp.
yeah, and then you're like, oh my God, why did you make me wait so long?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're speaking to sort of guys your age, so two points to this question. Why should youngsters get involved, men and women? And then also you spoke about getting started in the lifting to help you in your school sport. I wanted to chat a little bit about that as well, but you know, why should guys get involved, particularly the youth?
So I'd say firstly, definitely for the youth is, first of all, the community. You're going to meet amazing people that are going to support you in your goals. From a physical perspective, you know, physical training is so important in your developmental years as a young teenager, or even someone who's 16, 17, 18. It gives you a platform for life, just to be a healthier person.
100%.
And also from a mental standpoint, the dedication, the commitment, the work ethic that you learn through having to train in the gym, like we said, through those low points, those points where you don't feel great, it transfers over into your academics and your varsity life. And that commitment and that dedication to your academics that you've learned through the powerlifting plays a huge role as well.
You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, you can't cram for a competition.
No, exactly. You can't expect to do 6 weeks of training in the week before a comp and think it's going to go well.
Yeah.
You know, 100%. We often have a saying in the gym here, you can't get stronger in a week.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you eat a kilo of biltong. So we chat about that. You've been training with your dad.
Yeah.
Right? How has that been in terms of for your relationship?
It's definitely, you know, strengthened our relationship tremendously, purely because of the amount of time we spend together, and also, you know, it's a shared passion. You know, we love to watch comps on YouTube and coaches and athletes on Instagram and learn more and share information with each other, and it's made our relationship a lot closer. And also my mom, she started training as well. She's into it. She's not a fan of competing, but I think she also likes coming here, and you know, it's a family thing. We get out the house, we do it together, and it just makes the family closer because it's a shared activity that we all do together that we all enjoy.
Right, 100%, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think it's, and then also maybe, you know, when you and your dad are in the gym, you're two athletes.
Yeah.
Lifting together, not necessarily a father and son.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was sort of, it's a father and son training, but now it's turned into athlete coach. At the gym, he's my coach. He can push me and, he train me hard. But the minute we get out of those doors, he's my dad again.
Yeah, 100%.
That separation is also important. We have our training life and we have our personal life.
Absolutely. Now, another question, just chatting about you and your dad. How tall are you?
6'4", so about 194, 193.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about lifting heavy weights from a young age, stunting your growth. Do you feel this deprived you getting to 6'9"?
Well, definitely not. So I think the biggest misconception in the powerlifting or even weight training community is if you lift as someone who's young, you're going to stunt your growth. And most people don't understand the importance of having a good coach who knows how to train the right technique and also weight selection. Those are the two biggest things that lead to injury is improper technique and incorrect weight selection. And that's what causes injuries in youngsters. So if you work with someone who knows what they're doing and does it properly and takes their time to develop a young athlete, when they hit 20, 21, they're going to be absolutely phenomenal. Even if they don't carry on with powerlifting and they go into swimming or rugby or cricket or soccer, they are going to be phenomenal athletes because they've had the development that other people haven't.
And that strength foundation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
100%. I think for you, I mean, you've how long did it take you to sort of win SAs? How long were you lifting for?
I think, in the early years of my powerlifting career, I wasn't really focused on competing. So I'd say competing I started taking seriously when I was in matric. And I think 17, 18, that's when I can't remember exactly, but I think that's when I won my first SA title.
Okay.
So I'd say maybe about 3-4 years into training. So that's when it sort of started
you had
taking
to put in
off.
that time and that commitment.
Yeah.
100%.
I think also the fact that, after school, I wasn't playing school sports. I could focus on powerlifting specifically, and that's when it really started taking off.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
The thing for you, where you touched briefly on it as a foundation. How did you find the weight training help your school sports?
So we'll use the rugby examples. So rugby was a really big thing for me. I was a front row, so forward.
Okay.
You can feel that you get stronger and it's easier to scrum. It's easier to lift guys in the line-outs. Going into tackles, you feel a lot stronger. So definitely that trade-off as well.
And that makes you feel safer as well,
yes,
right?
Definitely.
So you can commit more.
If I'm strong enough to tackle the guy that's a little bit bigger than me, and you go in with that confidence, you're never going to come off second best.
Yeah.
Granted that you have the correct technique.
Yeah. But the lack of confidence is where you're going to get hurt.
Exactly.
100%. Awesome. Tell us a little bit about Bullies, your coach, your team. It's very much a family here.
Yeah.
So we can touch on that.
So Baba Bullies, Henk and Laura's gym, absolutely amazing coaches, knowledgeable, friendly, supportive. They are absolutely incredible. And I think they've done an amazing job developing an elite powerlifting gym that's open to anyone, no matter your age, your size, your gender.
You've got guys that are, how old's Dan? 114, 113?
Jeez, I think he still thinks in black and white. He's that
Okay.
No, but Dan being a master 4 lifter.
Master 14. Yeah,
so we know you've got the youth guys, the older, the master 3s, master 4s. That inclusive environment, I think, is what everyone enjoys.
Absolutely.
And I've seen this gym go from when we had 30 guys competing, guys and girls competing. Now I think the most recent SAs we've had about 65 lifters.
I think the biggest, the most, the gym bringing the most athletes to platform at SAs.
Yeah.
Awesome. What does the future hold? What are the plans?
For myself?
Yeah.
So the goal...
You're lifting your...
Goal is...
Tell us while I have another piece of cake.
So the goal this year going into Worlds is I want to try get a medal. That's that's goal number one. Then going into next year, I want to qualify for World Games in 2025. So even though I'm still a junior, I'm going to lift in the Opens.
Okay, awesome.
To try and get that qualification for World Games.
Okay. Can you do that for Commonwealth as well now? I think we've got it next year.
Yeah, so Commonwealth is next year as well, but I'll probably still do that as a junior.
Okay.
But I won't do Junior Worlds. I'll do Open Worlds.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
huh? It's epic.
So that's
and the long-term goal, Open champion.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's anyone who's a national athlete who wants to become a champion.
That's it.
You know, so like my dad won his first title this year after 20 years of lifting.
How special was that?
Sure, incredible moments.
Very, very cool.
So yeah, I think he's also a role model for consistency in the sport and never giving up. You know, can take 20 years to win a title, and it is what it is. You know, and I think falling in love with the journey and the training is more important than the results.
Are you listening, people? 100%.
You know, that's not
well said.
If you're someone who only worries about how many medals you have, you're never going to be the best or the greatest. You know, the training is what's the important part, and falling in love with it, working every day and bettering yourself every day. That's the important part.
100%. You know, it's such a valuable thing that you said, because I'm sure you've encountered it over the years. People say, I'll compete when I can win.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to step on the platform until they know they can win.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're never going to start then, because, you know what, realistically, there's always going to be someone that's better than you. But it's training harder to try and beat yourself that's more important. And my biggest piece of advice to someone who's looking to get into powerlifting is just start, no matter where you are. Whether you can lift 10 kilos, 100 kilos, just start, because you will get better over time.
Absolutely. I had a gentleman reach out to me, and he's a Master 4, also in his 80s, and wanting to start. So he's in his 80s. I think Dan's a Master 4 in his 70s now.
Yeah.
He's 85 years old. He's going to come to SOs, 120 plus. So he's coming for those records, starting at that age.
And I think powerlifting is a sport where you can do that. You know,
absolutely.
You can be a guy that's 80 years old. You can be 40, 50, and you know, put in a bit of effort, and you can become competitive. Yeah. It's not like a sport, your traditional sports, where you hit 30, 35, and you have to retire because the people coming up are
kicking
quicker, faster, more physical. That's the beauty of powerlifting, is you compete against people that are like you and similar to you, and that allows longevity in the sport.
Yeah, that's it. Well, listen, hopefully we'll be able to be here interviewing you in 50 years' time as well. Still competing in Opens in Master 4.
Yeah, hopefully.
Awesome.
That's the dream.
Yeah, 100%. Justin, from your side, anything you'd like to sort of finish on?
Nothing in particular. I just say thank you for bringing me on and having the chat. It was really epic. Awesome. Yeah, it was great.
100%. Good luck in Worlds.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's two ways as a South African to take a medal. You can win it on the podium, or you can take a medal. Win it with a podium finish, or you take a medal. Okay, on the podium, we want light weights, white lights.
Awesome.
Dude, awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. Oh, listen, how do people find you if they want to follow you on your socials?
Justin_Furman, Instagram. That's pretty much where I post everything.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm not really a big social media person other than Instagram.
All right. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks,
cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.